All right, fans. With us today is a very special guest coming to us from LaGrange, Georgia. He's a famous YouTuber with over 12,000 fans, and he's knocking on the door of 1 million views. Ladies and gentlemen, I give to you Lee Out Loud. How's it going, Lee?
Going good, man. Great to be here. Love what you're doing. Always, as a truck driver, big podcast fan. So it's kind of I don't know, it's kind of cool to me to be on a podcast. I felt real humbled to ask for you to ask me to be on here. So just glad to be here and ready to get up my first podcast out of the way.
Awesome. Well, we definitely appreciate you coming on our end because we think it's an honor for someone in your stature to be on our show and we could collaborate, have a little bit of fun, and hopefully one of these days I can get out to the old Georgia land out there and maybe do a little show with you. How about that?
Oh yeah, I'd love an in person.
Or maybe, hey, maybe you can come out to my end and we can double up. We'll do a live in person podcast and a Lee Out Loud show out here in Colorado. That'd be great, huh?
You know, I don't mind driving. I'll drive to go do some challenges.
Right. Well, fans, for all you listeners out there that do not know Lee, we're going to get into that here in just a second. I got a few questions we're going to ask him. And of course, like we always do on the meat segment here at the E's and B's podcast, we're going to ask some fun stuff. And then at the end, turn it over to Lee and let you know where you can find him and all his cool stuff at the end. But let's get right to it, Lee. Tell all my friends and listeners out there, how'd you get your start in YouTube land?
Uh, well, if you don't know, I was a big Bell Live fan, and they had a meet and greet. Uh, I drove to the meet and greet. Was lucky enough to do a couple of challenges with them, and one thing led to another, and they kind of helped me get my channel started, and we're just winging it from there.
Right. I'm right with you. A big Bell Life fan as myself. Was turned on to them about a couple years ago with some friends. Shout out to Deke and Julie, who obviously, leading me onto them, led me to you to where we are today. So I thank them so much for that. But Lee, obviously we know you're a YouTuber. We're gonna dive into some other things we want to know about you, a little bit of fun things, maybe some crazy questions. But I want to know, being the wrestling nerd I am, who's your favorite wrestler of all time?
Oh man, well, I'm a '90s baby, so I grew up in the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
The Rock, Stone Cold, my two favorites, but love Triple H, The Undertaker. Uh, back when I was a kid, it was you had the WCW and the WWF battling. So it's like I had my favorites on both sides. I had the Stone Cold, The Rock, Undertaker, all of them on the WWF side, and I loved Goldberg on the WCW side.
Yeah. You're like me. When I used to live out of Easton, Indiana, we got a lot more WCW than you would out here on the West, and I was a big fan of them. And I'm the same way. I had both fans on the WWF side and WCW side for sure. Yeah, for sure. Hey, well, as you know, Lee, here on the E's and B's, it is breakfast related as well, as we drop every Friday morning to get your day started on the Fridays. But I got to ask you, like I ask all my interviewees, you're making breakfast tomorrow, Lee, for any celebrity you want, dead or alive. What are you making and for who?
Any celebrity, dead or alive. I think I would.
And it could be a wrestler. It doesn't matter. Anybody.
I'd have to go probably Dale Earnhardt. I'm a huge NASCAR fan. I'd have to go Dale Earnhardt, and I would have to make him I'm famous for my bacon and pancakes. So I'd have to, which he was a Southern man anyway. So the old cat head biscuits and pancakes and bacon, he'd probably feel right at home with me too.
Yeah, that sounds delicious. That's my style as well. And that sounds like it would be an interesting breakfast. I could agree that I would definitely want to be there with you for sure on that one. Hey, you've already spoke. We know you're a truck driver. You're on the road a lot of times. But I got to ask you this one. What's the top 3 podcasts you're listening to right now?
Top 3 podcasts, huge sports fanatic. So Undisputed with Skip and Shannon, The Herd with Colin Cowherd, and the third one probably be a toss up because I'm a true crime nut. So like I like to listen to a lot of true crime. So probably gonna have to go with True Crime Garage.
Nice, nice. I'll have to pass that one along to my wife. She's the same, huge true crime. She obviously does On the E's and B's spinoff every month of Lauren's Murder Mystery. So I'll have to pass that one along to her because I'm sure she'll check that out. Those sound like three of the top, good podcasts to be listened to, Lee. All right, we all know that you do some crazy challenges there on your show, Lee Out Loud. But I gotta ask you this one. We're going to the movies tomorrow to watch the movie about your life. What's the name of it and who's playing you?
Ooh, a movie about my life. I don't know. Probably wouldn't be very exciting. Probably have to be who either's gonna play me. Probably be John Goodman or Chris Farley. It has to be.
Hey, that's two good actors right there. I love both those guys.
I'm somewhere in that general area because I don't know I'm always the fun, outgoing guy. And what would the name of it be? It'd have to be something sports related because my life revolves around sports. It's literally we can't do this or what. I don't know. Probably I'd call it Fifth Down or something. Just something weird.
Okay, that's a good one. All right. How about this? It's John Chris Farley in The Fifth Down. The story of Lee Out Loud. That'd be all right with me. I like that. Yeah. For sure. Well, let me ask you this, Lee, or tell my friends or my fans and listeners out there, what do you love the most about YouTubing?
What? Obviously, not the challenges, not some of them. Some of them,
yeah.
But I think my favorite thing about it is the connection with the fans. That's why, I read every comment, every message that gets sent to me. I read and I try to reply back because it's that connection, especially with all of my fans are Bell Life fans. So, we connect on that thing. I talk to a lot of fans just about videos that they do and how we think about them. So probably my thing would be connecting with fans and people.
Okay, well, that kind of leads right into my next question. What kind of advice would you give someone that's trying to be a YouTuber like yourself?
Advice, I'll say the same thing Justin told me. Get a good camera.
Yeah.
Good video quality, good audio quality, and be yourself.
Absolutely.
Because a lot of YouTube channels you get out there, they fake their videos every week, and if you're yourself every week, it's easy to do, and then you can't fake it.
Yeah, and that's what I love the most about you and the Bell Life. Not only on that, like even the haters out there, it doesn't affect you guys. You guys continue on and you continue to give great content, and that's what keeps pulling everybody back. And that's just my opinion, but that's the way I look at it.
Yeah, not everybody's gonna like it.
Hey, if you could have any guest on your show, Lee, who would it be?
Any guest?
Yeah.
Probably, I don't know. It's kind of, I'd probably say Johnny Scoville because it's kind of, my thing is, which they say, I don't know, the heat sucks, but they say I can take heat better than a lot of other people. So I'd like to do a challenge with the king of heat, as they call him.
Okay. Yeah, I could say that I think you do take the heat better than most. It seems like you just sweat it off a little bit better. We hear a lot more complaints from all the other challengers. Well, tell my fans and listeners out there, Keith, or Lee, sorry, what video made you go viral?
The Bell Life rant video I did it's got the most views, which it was kind of a clickbait joke I kind of did, but it was I don't know, it was kind of funny. But the one right now that's kind of getting bigger and bigger is me and John did the gallon of milk chug challenge, and that's probably jumping a lot higher than any of the other ones.
So if you was to suggest a video to somebody, that's the one you're going to suggest them check out first?
Oh yeah, you either do something where you're puking or you're getting hurt.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. That's the most attention. And the milk chug, I'm still in shock of how fast John can drink.
He's a beast.
Yes, he is. Well, let me ask you this, Lee. How has this changed your life?
Well, it gives me something else to do on my Sundays now, on my off days. It gives me a lot more to do on Sundays to film these challenges, and I've met a lot of really nice people that I wouldn't have never met without doing this. So that's always a plus.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, let's switch back into wrestling. Let me ask you another one. What's your favorite wrestling memory?
Oh man, favorite wrestling memory. Oh, I say that it's a wrestling memory, but it ain't got nothing to do with a match or nothing like that. But maybe your listeners will find it funny, and maybe some of them can relate. On Monday nights, we used to have, Monday Night Nitro, Monday Night Raw. Well, we were at the house. My mom, she worked third shift, so she was gone. It was just me and my dad. Well, I had got in trouble, and I had got sent to bed early, so I could not watch it. Well, I crawled out of my bedroom and crawled into the living room and was laying in the floor behind my dad while he watched it. And I made it almost until the second hour, until he got up and turned around and caught me laying there. So that's one that sticks in my head a lot, because it was one of them that, like, thinking back now, I'm like, oh man, you're an idiot, but I didn't want to miss it.
Yeah, I hear you there. I was the same way. You feel like if you were gonna miss something if you weren't there. Let me ask you this then: if you could attend any wrestling match and sit front row, which match would it be, and who would be coming with you?
Ooh, any match. It would have probably. It had to be the Rock, Stone Cold. Had to be one. Let's see, it was one of them when I was a kid. I hated them matches because it's like, oh, who do I want to win?
Both your guys are going. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. But it probably. Yeah, it'd have to be one of them. I couldn't pick one of them.
Okay. All right. Well, who'll be with you? That's what we need to know. Are you taking your best friend, or are you taking a celebrity?
Oh, if I'm taking a celebrity, I'd probably want Vince McMahon with me.
Okay, just to hear what he's got to say about it, right?
I want him to tell me all the stories that go backstage. That's that.
There you go. That would be awesome to be a fly on the wall just to hear half of those, right?
Oh yeah.
Let me ask you this, and I just got a couple less for you here, Lee, and then I'll turn the tables over to you. Let everybody out there know where they can find all the great stuff you got going on. But let me ask you this: if you could have one superpower, what would it be?
Telekinesis. mind power. I'd love to be able to just move stuff in my mind.
I got you. Or read other people's minds or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. I can agree. And in the wrestling world, like I've said before, if you had that power, you're going to be unbeatable because you're going to know every move coming, right? Right. All right. Well, let me ask you this last one, Lee, before I let you go and turn it over to you. When it's all said and done, Lee, what do you want the Lee Out Loud legacy to be?
The legacy, like I've said before, I mean, if the channel gets huge, that's great. But when I started the channel, it wasn't ever to, go viral, get big. It's one of them that when I went to meet them, the Bell Life or whatever, the videos I done with them, I enjoyed the memories that I made. So it's like if my family that join in, my friends that join in, special guests that we have to join in, I'd love the legacy to be that if you came here and you done a challenge, or if it watches you, it helps you in some way, or it gives you a memory of something. Because I mean, that's what I get. Of doing all this stuff it sucks, and it makes you miserable sometimes. But we always laugh and have a good time, and we always have something to talk about later.
Right, and that's what it's all about, Lee, and that's what keeps pulling me back, and hopefully that's what keeps pulling all the listeners and all your fans back. Well, before we get you out of here, Lee, why don't you let my fans and listeners at home know where they can find you at and what you got going on?
All right. You want to find me? I'm on YouTube, Lee Out Loud, all one word. We do just about any challenge. hot, pain, eating, any challenge. We might not be able to pass it or complete it, but we'll sure make an attempt at it. Anything that people send, I have a P.O. box. You can send me any challenge. If you think you can make something hot as you can, then as much as I hate to say it, then send it to me, and I'd love to try to eat it. And I'll see how long I can go without eating or drinking or anything like that.
All right. Well, Lee, it's been an honor and a pleasure having you on the Easy Bees podcast. We can't wait, like I said, to maybe collaborate in the future. And until next time, folks, make sure you go give him a follow. Check his stuff out. It's the Georgia Challenge Master, Lee Out Loud.
Thank you very much. It's been an awesome experience, man. I can't wait to do this again.
You bet, buddy. Till next time, thank you, my man.
All right, bud.